everyone, take two. Don't you just love going live and all these things that you are prepared for, but then Facebook, I don't know if it's technology or what, but reserves some surprises for us. I lost Lynda and I'm waiting for her to log back on. Lynda, are you there? Today has been a challenging day. Let me just start with that. And, whoo, are you on, Lynda? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from sunny Tuscany, Italy. It seemed like it was going to rain forever. And actually, are you there? I can't see you. If you comment, I can add you on the live, Lynda. Here. Now, I'm not, bring them on the phone. I'm adding you now. Anywho.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay.
So it seems that, sorry, I think that was my fault technically, but it also seems as if I can't get in unless you definitely invite me in. Because I send you these requests and you get messages late, all those kinds of things. So for now, as long as you can see what we're doing, we can crack on. Sorry about that, guys. I think I just technically ruined it all.
You know what? I need a keto now. And I'll know why. It's been a heck of a morning.
It's been a heck of a day. Cool. I'm going to turn you up.
I need different ketones. Anyways, tell our folks, friends, welcome. We are the ThermoNinjas. I have a thermomix TM6. Lynda has an awesome Sage food processor and a ninjafoodie. And we're going to be making, it's a TM6 recipe. The original recipe is called Korean fried chicken. This is the fourth time I'm making it now. I've only had this since November. It is delicious. Because it's the fourth time I'm having it, I'm going to vary it up. We're going to have it tomorrow. Like I said, we do one meal a day and we already have lunch. And so Lynda is going to be preparing the chicken version. I'm going to be doing a seafood version. I've got fish, I've got steak, and I've got some shrimp thawing there. But the first step, right, Lynda? So what happened is, I'm going to explain what you did, Lynda.
I certainly can. I'm just already getting the next bit of garlic ready. So I'm here. If you can see it, I'm just going to drop that down a bit. That'll work. I have put in already Can you read the ingredients then? Because I got them to hand. But basically, there's Gloria has put in the event the details of the actual measurements. But what we have in here is we have garlic, fresh ginger, we have flour, we have baking powder, we have corn flour, all mixed in together. And this has been sat marinating for about half an hour. The recipe does say a little bit longer, but I think that's going to do. It smells absolutely amazing with all those fresh ingredients. So I've already done that and had it sat, and because we're going to eat this today, I'm going to actually start cooking mine. And then with Gloria, we're going to make the sauce. So what I'm going to do is air fry this. So it's quite interesting to have such a dry thing to soak in. Good morning, good afternoon, Derek. Welcome, come to join us there. So it's quite interesting to have a marinade that's very dry. I guess you found that when you did it first time round, Gloria, because you've done this recipe once, haven't you?
Yes. Did you add are you sure you added the baking powder, right? The baking powder?
Absolutely. Perfect. Definitely added the baking powder. Yep. It's not still on the side, I have put it away. So this now wants to be air fried for about 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to do that in this, and then we're going to go and make the sauce. So this was really easy. It's just mixing it together. As I said, Gloria's put it in there. So Gloria, can you remind me what temperature? It's actually going in. Yeah, I'm going to do this at 200 degrees. And what I'm going to do for this, I have a choice whether to put it in this container, okay, but then I've got quite a lot of chicken to stand up in there, or I can layer it with this. So we have a different choice of options of what we're going to do. I think I might actually use this today to give a lot more space around. Although this air fry container is quite interesting because it's the bit that sits against the pan that tends to get the browning to it. So I'm a bit mixed which to do, but I think I'm going to try this one for a change. So what's always important is to actually just oil it so it doesn't stick and it's easier to clean up later. So I'm just going to hold it over the pan so I'm not spraying oil all over the surface. You can tell from that comment that I've actually previously done that. And I think I've got my angle a bit low because I'm having to bend. So I've actually just got a spray oil here. I'm going to refill this actually later with just a normal oil. But so I have the spritzer pan. Whoops, I just put that on the other thing. Put that on there. And then I'm just going to do the other one. And the nice thing with that air fryer, you don't have to preheat it, you just set it off going. So I'll just bring this, maybe I bring the camera to me rather than the other way around. How's that? Let's just see. I don't know how these professional people do this with all their
oysters that hold up the camera. I looked at
right, can you see inside my pan now? Yeah.
Yes.
Just hope it doesn't all fall off my stand. So I'm just going to lay these in here like this. Yeah, definitely doing it this way. I have done it where I've kind of stood them all up before in the other pan. So I've got those down there like that, and then I'm going to put the next layer on. You can see that all right, Gloria? Yep. Yes. So I'm going to put this down here. Now, this is supposed to have kind of several heights. I haven't quite worked out more than one height yet. And I can just see I've missed some of the flour on there, so I'm going to do that.
And this
so
is
Gloria said something about the...
We're learning how to use our machines, right? This is why we're doing this.
Absolutely. I mean, I've only had this one, you said since November. I had mine about December, I think, just before Christmas. Yeah. Partly because my ovens are hopeless. I have one oven that really just doesn't work at all, and that's the main oven. And it was replaced as a cheapie before we moved in. And the seller was honest about it. It's broken and she had to provide an oven, but it's hopeless. I then have a really nice combi oven, but that I've got two combi ovens, but they now just lose too much heat. They're too old. They don't work brilliantly. So hence why I went for this. So I'm just gonna put that. That's what we've got there. I'm gonna wash my fingers and then I will show you how to put this on. What I do love about this is the ease of which it works, and I love the air fryer, which is not something that I had in a normal oven. Because it's for small cavity, it heats very quickly and works very quickly as well. And it's very easy to clean and wash. They might not think so, look at all those bits, but it is. So I love it that much and like the way I cook in it that much. I'm thinking if I had to buy a second Ninjafoodie, or they also have one which is called an air fry and grill. Because this one allows you to pressure cook, steam, slow cook, sear, salt, air crisp, grill, bake, roast. But when I'm doing dinner, I tend to find I have to wait because I've got one dish in there and not another. So I'm thinking of getting an air fryer so that I could, for example, have this chicken going in there, and then I could be doing all my veg in this as well. So that is one of the things on my goal list to do. But right now, what I'm simply going to do, switch it on. It actually tells you quite a lot of instructions on the thing as well. So I haven't got, on Gloria's thermomix, she gets all the recipes and it all weighs it and things like that. But it does still give you quite a lot of instructions. Now, obviously we used it last on the air crisp, but basically to get what you want, you just twiddle this around. So it's air fryer, I want it at 200 degrees. And if I change the temperature button down here, I'm going to leave it that temperature, so I'm going to change the time up to 25 minutes, but you can lift it up and have a look at any time. So they probably need turning around. And quite simply, close the lid, press start, and I can leave it to go. It's also quite quiet, even as a steamer, even as a pressure cooker. It's not over noisy. Says she as the band starts to get going. So you can have a look at that later. And then now it's over to you, Gloria. I'm going to follow your instructions. I haven't measured everything out, although I've got everything.
So, folks, I was just chopping up my fish and my squid, my cuttlefish. I'm sorry, not squid, cuttlefish. Because, like I said, I'm going to be doing a seafood version of this because we already had the chicken 3 times. Because it's so, is that good?
Oh, 3 times it's that good. Wow.
Well, I mean, since New Year's, right? We made it the first time for New Year's. It was delicious. We had it this week. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm cutting up, we're going to prepare the flour. I'm just going to go through the recipe. Like I said, the TM6, that's the nice part, that it has everything incorporated. The only, let's say, limitation is just like Lynda, that she's using this. She's got the air fryer, which is obviously healthier, okay? And it cooks. This one only steams. It could not fry or bake it. So we're going to
pressure cook or roast.
Yeah. So it says to add 2 garlic cloves, which was I'm going to do. We're gonna do the flouring now.
Oh, sorry, hang on. You're making the sauce that I just used. Done.
Just for now. It's gonna take 2 minutes.
No, that's fine. I can just get myself ready for the next. So what Gloria's doing right now, so I just shown you my chicken already covered in the seasoning. Gloria's actually going to show you making that seasoning. So over to you, Gloria.
So 10 grams of ginger root, which is just, 10, perfect. Then we're going to insert that into the TM6, put the lid on. Next, we're going to, 3 seconds, it's going to chop it all off really finely. Okay. Okay, next, we're going to scrape it to the bottom of the bowl as soon as it opens up. Yes, okay, because it does have a safety. Okay, I forgot my spatula. I'll get it in a minute. Next, it says insert the measuring cup again. Another 3 seconds. Okay, because it's just finally chopping it off. Next, add 70 grams of plain flour. Now, I'm going to tear it. Okay. And as you can see, we actually don't use that much flour in my home. So I'm going to put it in through the hole. It's saying 0, 20. I'm actually going to use less, 40, because like I said, I don't need all that flouring. But the recipe does call for 70. Then,
yeah, I agree, Gloria, I agree. I mean, I had that amount of flour left.
Yeah.
Okay, so plenty of mix left there.
It adds 20 grams corn flour. It says corn flour, but I'm putting cornstarch because.
Same thing.
Yeah, corn flour to me is like polenta, which that would be too. Okay. Then 1 teaspoon baking powder. Here they sell them in little packets like this. In the States, they sell a tub of it. 1 teaspoon. I'm so used to it now. It's doing like that. Okay. Then 2 teaspoons fine sea salt. I use the pink Himalayan salt. Okay. Sure, it's all in there. Then pepper. Love the fresh ground pepper. Lynda, how was it smelling when you were making it?
Amazing.
Amazing, right? It's amazing just the smell of it. Just wait till you taste the sauce. Then we're going to put the measuring cup. Next. And for 10 seconds, it's going to mix everything up. Let me go get my spatula. Excuse me for a second. That's my dog barking in the background, who always seems to bark when he's not supposed to. But we'll just go past that. Now it says, put it aside. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's just flavored flour. Okay? It says put it aside, and I'm going to put it aside. Because I have my cut up seafood, I'm already going to put it on top of it. I'm just waiting for the shrimp. Like I said, my shrimp is thawing. And this is going to rest tonight, overnight. So we're going to start with the sauce now, Lynda. You ready?
Ready?
Okay, honey.
So just take me step by step, slowly, gal. I've left my mixer over the other side, so I'll have to move over there when we need it.
So I'm going to leave this to the side. And like you were saying, your second fryer, I got a second bowl. That way I don't have to, I can make 2 things, like not at once, but you know, without having to wash it. So now we're going to start with sauce. We're going to put the chicken, eventually if you're using chicken wings, whatever you're using, in the bowl and cover it with the flour. Cover it, and it says coat with, and then chill for about 2 to 4 hours or overnight. Clean the bowl, which I have one. Now we're going to add in our mixer 5 cloves of garlic, Lynda. 5 cloves of garlic. We're now going to make the sauce, which is the bomb.
Right, so just hold with me. This is all going to get blended, yes? Is that correct?
Exactly.
Right.
And it's going to cook, and it's going to actually cook while it's blending, because it does cook.
Sorry?
It does cook while it blends.
No.
No?
Not with me.
Okay, so let's... One second. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure. Oh, I think you're right. No, mine, yeah, it is going to cook for 10 minutes. It needs to cook for 10 minutes. So maybe you want to get a pot ready. It's just going to cook for 10 minutes. Mine does that here. She's going to have to do it in a little pot saucepan.
I might stick it into the bottom of my fryer and do it all in one, gal. Let's see. Let's blend it first. I'll blend it and then it needs cooking.
And this is going to be on top of it because otherwise it gets soggy.
Yeah, but mine's on a grill. So I can put this in the bottom of the pan.
Perfect.
And do multi-cooking. We'll give it a try. So let's mix it first. So 10 grams of fine garlic.
Now we're going to do, let me see where we were. 1 second, let me go back to where we were. So 5 cloves of garlic, okay?
Yeah, got that bit.
10 grams of ginger, fresh ginger, which I just peeled it.
10 grams of, you peel it? Oh, I never peel my ginger.
Oh, I don't want, oh, okay.
Even when I use it in a hot water and drink it, I don't.
Oh, no, in hot water? Oh, no, I do. And so put the lid on, and we're going to mince it for 3 seconds at medium speed. So, next, did you mince it in your robot?
Yeah, I just mixed it.
Okay. With the spatula, bring it all towards the bottom, obviously. Right?
Let me find the spatula. I was using it earlier.
Okay. Then next, we're going to put the lid on again. And now it's going to ask us for the rest of the ingredient. 3 seconds again to make sure it's all blended.
Hold on, slow down then.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes? I lost you, honey.
You have to let me run backwards and forwards. I didn't move it over this week.
Okay. So now, once our garlic and our ginger is all finely minced, it does ask for 50 grams brown sugar. Light brown sugar, I only use the pure brown sugar, which is really dark.
So you're going to be very proud of me. Look what I've got.
Coconut. Okay, perfect.
Coconut sugar. Again, it's interesting that these products are suddenly appearing in our supermarkets. And that's because the keto diet and going low sugar is becoming more popular.
Exactly.
So it has a brown cover. So I thought I'd give it a try.
Awesome. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm actually, because it does add some sweetness and some, that nice caramelly taste, I'm going to add half of this and just the rest of erythritol, because I don't want all these sugars. I know I'm already having flour. So
right.
It asks for 50. I'm going to put maybe 20.
Okay. That's gone in.
And maybe another 10 of erythritol, because like I said, for me, erythritol is quite strong and it's already sweet. I don't use it equal amounts of sugar. So I'm going to do 10. Guys, whoever's maybe is not doing a low carb or keto friendly.
So Korean would Korea class as Southeast Asia? South Asia? So this is interesting. This is saying used as a traditional sweetener in Southeast Asia for thousands of years. Our scrummy organic coconut sugar is extracted from the flower buds of the coconut tree. Sustainably harvested, this delicious and versatile organic coconut sugar has a rich, buttery caramel flavor. So that will be very interesting to try.
I'm going to look for that on Amazon, because how many carbs of sugar does it have? How many carbs?
Right. Of 100 grams, 95.8.
Okay, so like sugar, but...
So what we've just done 50 grams, haven't we? So it's got 45 grams. So someone on a keto diet wouldn't be able to use it. But if we're using exogenous ketones, that's fine.
We're doing...
Before we go on, let's have a quick look at the... what's going on in here.
Okay.
Just give you a quick show.
I lost Lynda again. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead with the recipe. It does ask for 60 grams of rice vinegar. I don't have rice vinegar. I've been using organic apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna put 60 grams of that. And just wait for Lynda to request to join again. Okay. Lynda, I lost you, hon. Where'd you go? Ah, Lynda. Add.
Hi, am I back?
Yes. I don't know what you touched, but you said
I caught the screen. I was just going to try and show you the chicken as it's moving.
okay.
And hi, David. Welcome. Come and join us. We're making Korean chicken today. So this, let me turn it. Oh, I'm not going to turn it around and risk it. So this is what's going on at the moment with this. Can you see that okay? Tell me, darling, because I'm...
I can.
So I don't know whether I ought to turn it over. Let's have a look if we turn it over. I think I'm just going to leave it. But the top is cooking slightly different to lower down. So that's interesting. I might want to swap those over in a bit.
Okay.
But I'll leave them for just a little bit longer.
So
Okay.
in the traditional recipe, it would be deep fried, and I can't do that in my thermomix, but she's got the air fryer, so that's why we're doing that. So now we're going to add 6 grams of rice vinegar. Do you have rice vinegar, Lynda? I only have organic apple cider vinegar. That's what I use on my salads and everything.
Okay, so I looked that up. No, I don't have rice vinegar. I looked it up whether I use white wine vinegar or cider vinegar. Which do you recommend?
I like the apple cider just because I like
it. So 60 grams of that, you say?
Yes, because like our sauce is spicy, sweet, a little sour. It's really delicious.
Well, I always have cider vinegar in because I drink it every morning in my water.
Oh, wow.
So I drink my ketones, and then I'll have the equivalent amount of water with cider vinegar in it.
Okay.
The cider vinegar is extremely healthy for you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Next ingredient, my darling.
Okay, so after the rice, we add the 60 grams of runny honey. So my honey,
Okay.
runny. The Pooh Bear, my honey, not runny.
Your honey's not running. Your honey's not running. Okay. My honey is runny.
My honey's not runny. So like I said,
this is where it's very helpful to have. So for Gloria, when she adds things, it gets weighed in her device. And what I'm doing here is I'm using the scales, but one equals 0 every time you put something in. So that's a kind of equivalent sort of experience.
exactly. That's I got this because I don't like to spend so much time in the kitchen, honestly. And so I'm gonna add about 45 because, like I said, I'm trying to cut carbs. It just gives it that nice flavor. Next, you ready, honey?
That's a joke. Honey, I'm pouring the honey, honey. Yeah. Yeah, the honey's in. What's next?
Okay, now we have our secret ingredient. It's called gochujang. Gochujang. It is Korean chili paste. Oh, you have it too? Great.
Well, this is sweet chili dipping sauce, perfect for Asian cuisine.
Okay, mine is Chungyangwan, Sungchang. Red pepper paste is made with sun-dried red peppers, brown rice, and more.
Maybe I should look at an alternative. Harissa is an Indian spice. That's not the right one.
I couldn't find this, so I even waited a month or so for this to come into stock into the store where I go, the ethnic store, because it wasn't there. Now, because it does have a particular taste to it. Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like. See how pasty it is?
Yeah, it's more of a paste though. What was the ingredients?
Red peppers, brown rice, red pepper paste.
Okay, so
the ingredients,
what do you think we should go for?
Tapioca syrup, water, brown rice, red pepper powder, salt, alcohol, preserved freshness, soybean, garlic, and onion.
Okay, so I think the sweet chili might not be the one. That's just got water. Hang on, let me get the right bit. Sweet chili is water, cane sugar, vinegar, paprika, garlic, right, okay. But this, which is a piri-piri sauce, although it's not a paste, it's got dried chilies, onion, garlic, black pepper, onion peel, but it's also got red and green pepper in it.
I would put some of that too because this is spicy. It gives it that nice kick, that spice. So you can put 30 to 50 grams, depending. The last time I made this, it was 50 grams and it was quite spicy, but it was delicious. So I'm going to put...
Okay. I'm going for the piri-piri then.
Okay. I'm going to put in... Let's see. We are at 44 and that's plenty. That's plenty. So like I said, this is just our sauce. Oh, and it's already spicy on my finger.
So I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons in.
Yeah, because you said your family doesn't enjoy that much spicy stuff. We're not going to waste any of this, so I'm putting...
Well, it's also not a paste, it's a dried sauce, which will feel different weight-wise.
Exactly. So once we've got that in, right? Next step is add 30 grams tomato ketchup. Now, here's another shortcut. I don't like tomato ketchup because of all the sugar in it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to use tomato sauce, just pureed tomato sauce, because I made barbecue sauce yesterday because I made ribs, like Texan barbecue ribs with my own sauce, and I didn't use the ketchup, used tomato sauce, and it was delicious. So I'm just going to go with that. 30 grams tomato sauce.
Okay. So it depends on your ketchup. So this is an organic ketchup, and it has a lot less sugar in it.
Okay.
It's a lot more concentrated, and it has, right, the 100 gram, it has 20 grams of sugar. Nowhere near like what the cheaper things are. The question is, how much do I put in?
30 grams.
Okay. Since I like things saucy, I'll stick to that. So let's go for the 30 grams. I've got a dog trying to get in at the door.
Mine's barking at someone. So we're
okay, that's sugar, tomato ketchup, and the next ingredient, we must be nearly there.
Yes, soy sauce, dark
soy sauce.
15 grams. This I'm gonna put all of them in because I love soy sauce. It gives it that salty. 15 grams. My favorite is kikkoman. Okay.
Okay. So what's really interesting here is that normally you would not measure all these liquids by gram. You would often usually use a teaspoon or a tablespoon's worth, or you'd have a cup. But because Gloria's machine, it's the recipe and the weight is all done by the machine, it obviously gives it in grams because that's how it weighs things.
Exactly. And then
so, sorry, how many grams? How many grams?
Of soy sauce, 15 grams.
Okay.
Then next, my favorite, I love the roasted sesame oil. I love this stuff. Just the smell gives me an awesome high.
So that's something I probably haven't got, sesame oil.
Oh, that makes the difference too. The smell that's just taste of Asia to me. It's delicious.
But I could have some sesame seeds. Hold on a minute, this seed looking at. Woo!
It's not the same because it's the roasted flavor, but.
Well, like most of these things, we always do some form of compromise or twisting around with it, don't we? Okay. I'm just going to lift it out.
So 15 grams of the sesame oil, and it says next, and it's going to 10 seconds. It's going to mix everything up.
And then you're going to heat it, yeah?
Yeah, and then it's going to cook. Right now.
So how long are you heating it for?
Right now, it's just mixing it up for 10 seconds. Next, it's going to say, with the measuring cup still in place, you're going to cook it at 100 degrees for 10 minutes.
Right, so what I'm going to do as an alternative, I'm going to blend it, and then going to put it in the bottom of my pan with the chicken on top. So this all getting cooked in the one dish. I'll go blend that first.
So folks, my I'm gonna go get the shrimp now. I'm gonna be cooking this tomorrow, so this is gonna rest in the fridge till tomorrow. This lovely powder that we made for it. The sauce is cooking 10 minutes. I'm gonna go get the shrimp, and Linda's actually cooking it. She's gonna eat this for dinner. Like I said, I do one meal a day because of my ketones. We only eat once a day, our main meal at lunchtime or in the mid-afternoon. And so yeah, I'm gonna go get the shrimp, Linda. You can keep talking for a second, please.
I'll try. Let me just go and get some clippers here. So what I have to make a decision about here is there enough of that sauce to go in the bottom of this pan, or do I need to put it inside something else? I'm going to swap these pieces of chicken around with the way I'm cooking it, so that the ones at the bottom go on the top and vice versa. As you can see, the top one are nice and crispy. I'm going to swap these around. It's a lovely, feels like a lovely coating to it.
I'm peeling my shrimp, so I'm gonna put it with the rest of the fish and the squid, or the cuttlefish for tomorrow.
Okay, so these are going down the bottom, and what I'm going to do is use a thermometer later to check that it's all cooked. This is going to go on the top. Twist that in there like that, it splits in.
The idea, obviously, about cooking, I would be deep frying my chicken or whatever it is that you're deep frying, right? That's been resting in the fridge. Because it's resting in the fridge with other spices makes it really crispy, really crispy. The bread is really crispy.
Right, so I'm now going to take this out, put this in the bottom of here. So these are the kind of things I'm exploring and experimenting with this, in terms of where you put things, whether it needs to go in a separate dish or in the bottom. But this way, I'm hoping to be cooking. Well, the only drawback with this is that normally you would have a dry pan when you're air frying, and now I'm putting moisture in, so that might be a bit of a problem. And I could probably put it in afterwards, but hey ho, we'll give it a go and see what happens. So I'm going to lift this out, put it in there. So now my chicken and sauce are going to cook together. And there's about 6 minutes left, but it might need a little bit more. And is that basically it, Gloria?
That's it, honey. The sauce is cooking. So once, like I said, ideally our chicken would be fried, right? When the sauce is done cooking, you would pour the hot sauce over the chicken and then finish it off with some sesame seeds and some chopped chives or spring onions.
Brilliant. Sounds lovely.
Right. Served with some steamed rice, which that's how we had it, and it's so delicious because, like I said, the sauce is just amazing. Spicy,
sounds good.
Sour, really good. Have you ever been to a Korean restaurant?
I don't think so.
I have never.
I'm saying I don't think so because I've been to a few different restaurants in Edinburgh when we could, and we used to have a lunch. There was a lunch group that went kind of once a month. I'm trying to remember if one of those had been Korean at one point, but I can't fully remember. So there we go.
Lynda,
look at that glorious sunshine on you.
Say again, I'm sorry.
Look at that glorious sunshine coming through the window on you. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, today is such a windy day. I am coughing because let me tell you, can we like relax now? Because I am
for a few minutes.
For a few minutes, okay. Today, as you know, Sunday, we take our family walk, right? It's a little bit longer, lasts an hour and a half. And we went exploring. Okay, we're supposed to get to these waterfalls. So after an hour or so of walking downhill like this, I'm thinking, okay, the Google Maps tells me it's 7 minutes away, even walking, right? And I've been walking for 45 minutes. And I'm saying, okay, there is no waterfall here, or it's not correct. My kids gave up like before it really got steep. And so I kept going for about 10 minutes, and then I couldn't even hear water. And then the path stopped from being kind of cleared to just full of bush, right? And I was like, okay,
Right.
it was really windy and I was out of breath. I had not had my ketones, so slap me. I know, slap me.
Flat.
Slap
No
me.
keto.
Not had my ketones, okay? Girl, was I regretting not having my not having my ketones. 2, not having any water with me. So here I am walking after an hour. Then I turn back because I'm like, I don't want to get lost. 1, right? I go back up and it's like this.
Right.
Okay. Like, I have this cough right now. I think it's because it was so windy. I was out of breath. And finally found my kids waiting where I left them. And they were kind of angry, upset. So then we passed by this property, which is right next to the path. And these older people start saying, oh, but you guys took the wrong way. You're not supposed to come through here. This is private property. I was like, look, it's right on the path. The path is right next to your house. But they were just being so nasty, right? So on top of that, I was like, and the older lady started saying, oh, you're so arrogant, blah, blah, blah. How you dare not respect people's property? I was like, look, lady. I go, lady, have an awesome Sunday. God bless you. May you have an abundant. She was like probably, I don't know, say swearing, but probably not sending me some positive vibes. So instead of reacting, because I was really tempted to like, fight fire, yeah. I just started spewing out like praises, like positive stuff, right? And my kids then kind of shut up because they're thinking, okay, mom, they were upset, right? Because it was fatigue. We finally got to the car after about an hour and 45 minutes or so, tired. And my kids were like, mom, your face is so red. And then I checked my heartbeat, right? Because my daughter has like a watch that checks your heartbeat. And it was not that high. And I was like feeling like worked out, right? And then what came to mind was yesterday. We've been using ketones in January. What do ketones do to the heart?
Well, they help it because it helps you need less oxygen when you have the heart. So the heart doesn't have to work as hard when we're exercising.
Girl, I was worked out, definitely, okay? But I was not like, I didn't go over 112.
Oh, I could go way over that, mate. I used to go to 120, stay there for half an hour.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but that was really good.
Really?
Yeah, so you could see the impact of the ketones having improved your ability to carry oxygen and therefore less stress on the heart. That was a key message yesterday from the training.
Exactly. Let me remind you, 3 times a day, I'm working, 3 times a week, I'm working out. So Friday, we did this workout for squats and our bum. So I was like all sore, but I was like, after the fatigue, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel good. It is crazy. No, it's crazy.
Well, your face will have been red from the wind because you'll have probably got a bit of wind foot. But let me tell you something. Google does not work on your actual steps of where you're going. It does it as the bird flies. So for me here, to get to someplace over the water, it'll say it's like 10 miles. But I can't go straight over the water. I have to go across, over the bridge and round. So it's twice as long. So don't be fooled by Google. You need some other tools for that.
Right?
It won't do the undulation.
I figured that out today.
You should have asked me, girlfriend. Right. Wow.
I came home and cooked an Asian, like I said, I had cuttlefish, right? Like you said, you're not doing low carb, right?
No, we can't get, no, hang on. No, I'm not doing keto.
Right.
We tried low carb. So like my lunch, so you say you don't have 2 meals a day. My lunch is brie and bacon. There's no carb in there. The only bit, then I have yogurt and the shake. That's my lunch.
Got it. So it is
the evening meal where I'm not as getting kids perhaps. Sure. We're just beeping here. Now David's just saying it sounds very complicated. When I cook, it's just meat and cheese. Well, David, it's just a few ingredients thrown together, mate. It's not a massive amount of cooking, really. It's just we have to go through each of the ingredients. But that's the only bit where it becomes complicated. So this is now after a guess. I'm going to just measure the temperature.
Ooh.
And I can see one bit needs browning up a bit more.
Okay.
And I'm just checking Google. Okay, Google. What temperature and centigrade should chicken be cooked in?
165.
So this is what the sauce looks like. Now,
They said
now it is going to set.
the internal temperature.
It's going to set.
So,
Well,
let me just tell you, this has now gone, so it needs to be 75 degrees to be hot enough to make sure the chicken is fine. It's actually up to 90, just being air dried in there. Okay, so it's more than well cooked enough. If you want to have a look at some of the chicken, look at that. Gloria?
okay.
Okay, so that one's gone to plate. There's one piece that needs a bit more cooking. I can see it's not brown. And then let's see what this sauce is like, because if not, we're ready.
I'm going to cook it. Yes.
So that's interesting. This piece of chicken was at the bottom until the last 6 minutes, so it's just kind of been browned off with the air fry. There's one piece that's not looking as browned. I don't know why that one isn't, because interestingly enough, that piece was before. And it's nice and crispy. Wow, I've never made a crispy dish before. When I've done this kind of thing.
Did your chicken have bone in it?
Yeah.
How do you
And I'm using. I've made it's chicken wings.
Perfect.
So it's actually just a and this is now hot enough.
That's what the original recipe calls
So
for.
can you see this?
Yeah.
So I just had that in the bottom cooking at the same time. And what you're telling me is I just dribble that then over the chicken, yeah? And I'm going to taste that. Now, what's interesting for me is, because I've cooked chicken in this before, but I've not done a coated chicken. And the the coating is still lovely. That one just needs a bit more, I don't know why that one didn't brown, but it's really crispy and light. It's not fallen off. It looks amazing. Now, the thing for me, and this is why I was talking about having another device, was that now I want to do what I'm going to do with it. Now, salad, obviously, I can chop up, but if I want to do veg or rice or chips, I've then got to continue to cook in the same machine. And if I had a second one alongside, I could be doing it in both machines. So I guess you want me to taste this now.
Yeah, taste the sauce. And like I said, I'm putting a little bit more because since I didn't put all that brown sugar in it, it didn't thicken as much this time.
Oh, wow, that's something else. It's sweet and spicy. It's got a bit of heat. Hope it's not got too much heat for the family. Oh, it's got a bit of back heat.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't need as much piri.
I would suggest having some white rice, Lynda. That way, you know, the kind of white rice kind of lowers.
I think I shall be serving it with a bit of it tastes amazing. It's got a bit too much heat, I think. So that is down to the fact of how much piri I put in. I probably should have just put a teaspoon. I think I went about 2 teaspoons.
Oh, wow.
Because it actually says 2 teaspoons equals 2 servings. So I put 2 in. I really like it, but to cool it, I've got some homemade yogurt or some Connage. So I can serve it with that just to take that heat away if it's too much for the family. If we just move that one away that hasn't browned, needs a bit more, you can just see there. Can you see the chicken then? Let me show you.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So there's just this one for some reason that hasn't browned off, and yet where it was actually in a place where it was browner. The first one's browned, and that's it with the sauce on. So Gloria, we are actually within our hour.
I know.
Woo-hoo. So we must try that again, doing a half and half mix. Thank you for joining us, everybody who has, and anybody who comes to watch later. And Gloria, I'm going to enjoy my dinner tonight on Mother's Day here in the UK, and you enjoy yours. Well, it's definitely got some meat in it. I like it. I like that. George might like it. I'll be interested because sometimes he has a thing about being spicy, and other times he's had stuff where I know it's much spicier than I would have expected. So just depends. But I am now going to probably go and make some. You suggest rice? Okay, I might do some rice with it.
Because it's kind of bland. It'll absorb that heat, you know, the sauce.
Yeah, or I might just have some air fried chips. Ooh, I'll see what his lordship fancies. And I think it might go very nicely with some salad.
Definitely, because it's fresh.
And David uses mayonnaise. He says if it's spicy. That's one way.
You could actually mix the sauce with the mayonnaise and make it. You could.
Yeah. Oh, you're thinking about it. I could mix the yogurt into the sauce.
You could too. Try. Why don't you try half and half? See if it's, you know.
That's a brilliant idea. Do you want me to try it now?
Try it.
I think we
get like a little sauce.
just put a little pot in. Let's try that. So let me just. I want to just actually finish that one piece. I'll do it after.
So this is what, David, if you can see my seafood for tomorrow. That's a lot. Oh my gosh, it didn't seem like that much. So I've got fish, cuttlefish, shrimp. It's gonna marinate in the flour. And tomorrow I'm actually gonna put this in the oven, fry it, but yeah, it's gonna get it all nice and coated, tasty. Smells delicious. That's probably one of the things I miss about all this going out to eat ethnic, because like I said, I live in a small town. I don't even have that to be able to be delivered anytime soon.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have got some homemade yogurt, but I'm going to use the Connage because the homemade yogurt's a bit thinner. And if I was going to use it in this, I will probably strain that first. So I'm just going to put a bit of Connage, which is what I've used to make the yogurt in here. And it's made it more of a creamy, obviously, thing. I haven't got mayonnaise in, David, so I'm not using the mayonnaise, but the Connage. And then I'm going to give it a try. It's kind of giving it a mustardy look now.
In the fridge to wrap for tomorrow. And I wanted to show you something that before we get out.
That is delicious with that. So I'm going to give George a choice of both to try. He's still got a little bit of heat kicked back. But I think that's the red peppers in the piri-piri, but not as strong. So I'll give him a little bit of each to try, and then he can decide which one he has on his. Definitely got some heat still. I think it's the chilies that are in the piri-piri.
Good.
I can see the wind on your face. What have you
Look at my
done?
arm.
What's that from?
My friend's dog. I went to get my haircut. She's got her salon in her home. He hadn't seen me in a year, right? And so he's usually so nice. And so I go, so he could smell me. I put my arm to him, right? And he bit me, but didn't break the jacket. I was wearing a jacket. And it didn't seem that, but I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for him. I mean, I'm okay, right? It's a little painful.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my gosh, poor thing. He must have been so afraid, right?
Yeah, because he knew you and then he didn't know you. Wow. So tomorrow, I'm off to get my COVID vaccine. So I'm hoping it's all okay because everyone else has had a little bit of a reaction to it. But we'll see. So on that note, I think we should go and enjoy our different dinners. You enjoy yours tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy mine tonight. And thank you for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye.